All right, looks like we are once again live. My internet finally came back up. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Yankees Uncivil War Chat. Tonight is Monday, and I am certain of that because I checked and because it says Monday right there. So that means we are the opening act for Never Enough Ammo today. Is that my sister in the thumbnail? No, that's me in the thumbnail. But that's why you were turned on. Uh, Although I have learned recently my sister's watching these fucking chats. She needs to quit watching these chats. That's weird, Carol. Stop watching me chat. But welcome, everybody, to another edition of Yankees Uncivil War Chat, where we are the opening act for Never Enough Ammo's chat this evening. If you've never been here before, this is just a little break in the day, a little conversation, and a little hour-long chitty chat where people can come together and talk with like-minded individuals about common interests, or maybe even discuss things you disagree on, broaden your horizons a little bit. Feel free to chit-chat in the live chat. That's what it's there for. Like I said, it's a little place where you can have an hour-long conversation that you might not get to have any other time during the day. You could also chat with me in there. I won't be answering in there, but I will be taking questions and suggested comments from there. Just make sure if you do send me a comment or a question, make sure you put at the Yankee Marshal in front of it. All one word, no spaces. That way I get to be able to see it because a little box pops up around it. And it makes it to where I can actually tell that's for me. You can also do that with other people with their screen name if you want to. Now, I will try to address all the topics suggested, and I will try to answer all the questions presented to me via the live chat. If I cannot, because we run out of time or I just miss it or whatever, I apologize. Please do not repeat questions. It really screws up the flow of the chat. If your question doesn't get answered, if it's been like a half hour, well, then yeah, you can repeat it. But if otherwise, don't repeat questions. It screws everything up. If you've got a question that you think is important or a topic you think is important, or you feel just got something you just want to have done, or you just want to donate to the Pets and Vets Fund, you can do a super chat. Super chats get priority as far as being answered, and they get answered more in depth. Also, they have the same level of priority. It doesn't matter if they're $2 or $20, you still get your question treated with the same amount of urgency. However, if you donate $4.99 or more to the Pets and Vets Fund through a super chat, you do get an entry into the friend drawing. The only other way to get an entry in the friend drawing is be a $5 or more patron. And at the end of every month or beginning of every month, we draw a new name. That person gets to be the friend for the following month. And not only do they get that great honor, but they also get to spend a gift certificate worth hundreds of dollars retail. About $800 retail, actually. So you can use that to buy shrimp off the side of the road out of someone's trunk if you want to, or you could use it to buy something that goes bang from like Grab a Gun. It's up to you. I don't care. People have bought violins, bought everything else. So that's how you do that. But with that being said, let's go on over to the chat and see if my chat's not working. It looks like it got disconnected. Hold on. I'm going to have to reload my chat. Let me pop that open, and I don't want it to start playing, so you're probably going to hear it for a second, though. If I can reload my. There we go. Pop out chat. It doesn't look all that horribly digitized today, from what I can see right here. There we go. Now let me get over here and answer some questions if there's any coming in. There's actually a couple super chats I need to answer really quick. Shadow Wolf 85. Shadow Wolf. What's up, Yankee? And the wall of jealousy that I wish was mine. Well, the wall, you could have the wall easily. Doesn't take much to make the wall. Just paint it gray and slap some slab board up on it. What's on the wall, you might have a little more trouble. You're going to have some time. It took me many years to accumulate what I have. And I'm in the waning days of my collection. My collection's not growing so much anymore, and I'm deteriorating. So faster than the guns are, thank goodness. Danny says, one of my dogs has bad hips. She's been whining and yelping a lot today. Is there any OTC medication I can give her until the vet opens up tomorrow. CBD does wonders for Mavis. You can also give them an aspirin. You can give a dog a daily aspirin if you want. But our doctor, vet used to tell us to give our dog aspirin quite often when she was old. But yeah, give her an aspirin. Maybe give her some CBD candies or oil or something. We used to just squirt the oil right under Mavis's tongue, but it tastes bad. And she didn't like it, so we got her doggy treats that have the CBD infused. So she takes that every day. It's done wonders for her. Do, 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 da, da, dee. All right. Da, 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 da. Do, do, do. Let's see, where am I at? Evening, sir. Hope all is well above the gorge. It's nice. It's nice today. It was cooler than yesterday. Yesterday was like 75 degrees up here. It was almost 85 down in the city. Much cooler today, but nice. The dogs have been out playing all day. They keep wanting. Only bad thing about good weather with the dogs is they want to go in and out, in and out, in and out. Because the fenced area in the back, the deck, and then all the fenced area is the back part of our property. It's about an acre or so fenced area. The front area is not included in their fencing run, so they don't get to go. Well, they get to go as forward as far as behind this building because their fencing comes to right behind this building where the woodshed is. But they'll spook something down coming up out of the trails, and it'll run up to our side yard. And since they can't get to the side yard or front yard from the back, they run in the house and run up into the dining room and look out the window and bark at them. So they want to go in and out, chase things. We got a super chat coming in from Trucker Dad. Trucker Dad said, what did he say? I can't get it to come up. There we go. Okay, he says, for the pets and the vets. Didn't ask a question or suggest topic. Just wanted to donate to the Pet Vet and Vets Fund. Which we need to do something vet related. Maybe we could do, I don't know. I like to do something for like an animal in need with the money from the posters. But we are going to have extra money this month too because of super chats, because I'm starting to get paid. The 15th of this next month will be when I get my first check that actually has extra on it because super chats are doing so well. Because you got to remember, I'm paid 2 months in the rear. So 2 months ago, super chat started doing really well. So we'll have extra money this coming month. So we'll like to do something more for veterans, maybe an extra donation to Weeds for Warriors, because we only give them like $200 a month. So maybe do an extra 500 or something. Or something or like maybe canines for warriors. We only give them $200 a month too, so we could give them like an extra 500. I got another super chat coming in from Florida Highway Patrol, who says, I disagree with you, Yankee. 2A sanctuary states are useful to a certain degree because they would still outweigh county law and city ordinance. Well, no. I mean, they're not made in any way to. The bills won't say will not enforce county or state law. They say will not enforce federal law. So if your county or state makes a law, that's still enforced under these bills. So they don't really even do that. And even then, states don't pass laws stating that city or counties can't pass laws unless they have a preemption in their constitution or something. They can do that. But otherwise, it's, if it's a city's law, it would be the city that would have to refuse to enforce it, not the state, because it's the city's rule. So they serve no purpose. They are totally meaningless. And they are just a way that rubes keep falling for this shit, saying, look at there, they're doing something for our rights. No, they're not. If they were doing something for your rights, they wouldn't pass these laws that they know have no legal merit. They would put that time and effort and money into overturning the federal laws in the court system. But they don't, because they don't want those laws going away. That's what fighting against them laws, what helps them get elected. So they don't want to do that. So stop being rubes. Stop being patsies for the politicians, because you're just playing their game when you pat them on the back for this kind of bullshit. Where am I? I think another super chat came in. Let me try to get that real quick. G. Pompa donated to the Pets and Vets Fund, but did not say anything. They got themselves an entry in the friend drawing. I think maybe they hit return too soon. Bosco Neptune says, happy day in Neptune Circle. My nephew just got released from prison and we have a good path for him, and he is eager to follow. Well, that's good. Not that he was in prison, but good that he's getting out and he's going to do something to maybe better himself. Let's hope. And that he's got family obviously helping him. My nephew's still in prison, and I don't know if he'll be getting out anytime soon because he went to prison and then he got out, was supposedly reformed, re-offended, and went back. And his crime is he likes teenage girls, and he's in his 40s and 30s, and he 35, late 30s, early 40s. And he likes them. He likes like the 17, 16-year-old girls, and he keeps hooking up with them off the internet, and just dumber and shit. So I really have kind of like written him out of my life. But other than that, do the echo. It will increase your super chats. Actually, I think it would probably do the exact opposite. That's from Leonardo Vu, who donated to the Pets and Vets Fund. Dylan Conklin also donated and says, having trouble with printing. G20 with a Galco summer comfort. Any suggestions, especially with warmer weather coming up? Yeah, loose, flowy clothing. Now, in the summer, I will often wear like, like a lot of people do, like a Hawaiian style shirt, but it doesn't have to be a Hawaiian shirt, with a white t-shirt underneath, because I don't like the gun going up against my skin. And it's just as cool as wearing just one shirt because, having a white cotton t-shirt against your skin actually helps cool you better if you have a breathy, darker colored outer shirt, or excuse me, brighter colored outer shirt to reflect the sun. Really actually helps you stay cooler. If you go over to countries where it's really hot, you don't see people running around with no shirts on. You see them running around with layers of light clothing over top of cotton close to their skin. So it's, just the best way to do it. We got a super chat coming in from Rancho Chava, who donated to the Pets and Vets Fund, got multiple entries into the friend drawing, and says, was looking for a 50 cal. Last I checked at the BMG pricing, it was around $5,000. I just went on Sportsman and it's like $9,000. Any recommendation for a 50 BMG rifle? Not really. I don't really. They're all very similar as far as I'm concerned. And finding one is not easy. I had one till not too long ago. We sold it. It just was the most useless fucking gun I ever owned, to be honest. We almost never shot it because it's like, hey, you got $100 to put into some ammo so we can go out and fire it a few times. It just wasn't worth it. We had a Barrett, and it was it wasn't so much fun to shoot it because of course it was boomy and bangy and, had a lot of power, but it was so expensive to pull the trigger every time that it was like, this isn't fun. I had more fun shooting tin cans off of fence posts than with a 22 than I would with that because it was so cost consuming, so money consuming just to shoot it. And when I posted that video, people made fun of my bald spot, so for laying on the ground shooting. So, let me see if I can find a picture. Hold on. Shooting. That's 45 shooting. Let's see. Shooting Glocks. Shooting left to the center. No, here's some video. Or here's a picture. Hold on. I think I got a picture here. I mean, looking over here and looking and see. Ugh, did my old man lean? That's a video. But if I put, where's the pictures? I know I got pictures. There's my stepfather, who has now passed. Now here's a picture. Hold on. See, when I post these pictures, people make fun of my bald spot. And it hasn't gotten any bigger since then. That's the thing. It's a long time ago. It hasn't gotten any bigger. Let's see if when I post the pictures, people make fun of my bald spot. I don't like it. But have since sold it. And they were about that price when we sold this. They were in that price range. So I don't think they've actually gone up that much now because when we bought it, I think it was around 3 grand. And I think we sold it for like 7. So let me get that off there. All right, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Do, do, do. But I mean, if you want to get it just a name brand, it's just Barrett's. Let me see. Several news outlets are reporting that Adam Toledo was a special ed student. They think this contributed to his susceptibility to being misguided by the 21-year-old gang member. And that's relevant to the case how? I don't know how that's... I put a little light in here. I wonder if that makes it any better. Does it make it easier to see me if I put that light on? Let me turn it off and just put my screen back on. There, that's better. But I don't like that screen being that bright, but hurts my eyes. I watched your favorite gun channel the other day, Guns and Gadgets, and he was telling his follower to stock up on food, water, and supplies because the time was here, whatever that means. He's a fucking fearmonger. That's all he is. He's an ignorant fearmonger, profiting off of this. He is one of the guys that has taken their cue from active self-protection came to all these events for the gun community and started telling people how to make money off of YouTube, off of being basically a fearmonger. And some people took to it. They didn't see the destructive power of that on the community, or they didn't care. And a lot of them have subscribed wholeheartedly to that. Him, Mr. Guns and Gear, they immediately started altering how they did things to line up with that line of thinking. And it's financially beneficial to them. They're making money. It just doesn't do the community any good. Oops, it just jumped. I wanted to add to the point you made earlier in regards to 2A sanctuaries. Oh, this is from Aries Signs and Graphics. You can't fight off tyranny with a bunch of plants, which is why they will always enforce federal gun laws. Yeah, they didn't really care about marijuana. Marijuana is not going to make people rebel. It's going to make them easier to keep happy. So the government's okay with that. But gun laws, that's how we keep people subservient, is to not allow them to organize or own too many effective firearms. Is it true that semi-automatics are more tolerant of abuse and revolvers are more tolerant of neglect? I mean, that might be a vague generality that's true there, but I wouldn't count on any of that being true. Don't neglect or abuse any of your firearms. But I've seen revolvers take tons of abuse and be just fine. There's not a lot of little things that can break on them. And I've seen a lot of semi-autos not be able to take much abuse at all and be, broken extractor or something. So, yeah, I don't think I do agree with that. Have you seen those AK-107s? Got a little counterweight to reduce recoil. Not that I know of, no. Judge Cahill says that Max... I made that sound myself, by the way. I was like... That wasn't... Not that I'm not saying I've never farted on the show, but that wasn't that. In fact, I spend most of the time during the show when you see me with a concerted look on my face, it's because I'm concentrating on either not farting or picking my nose while the camera's on. Judge Cahill says that Maxine Waters' remarks could lead to the Chauvin trial being overturned on appeal. I think Maxine Waters is dumber than Sheila Jackson Lee. Maxine Waters just needs to get the fuck out of Congress. I mean, why do these cities think it's okay to send these fuckers to represent them? It's usually just, connections and, they were the wife of someone who did something great once or everybody's favorite granny. It's just, that doesn't make them a qualified politician. Get them the fuck out of there. She is stupid. And if and I don't want to say, well, I'd like to see someone who's guilty go free. Although I will always say I would rather 10 guilty people go free than one innocent man be punished. But that's how you support our system. But if he did get off on an appeal because of Maxine Waters' statements, I would find that to be just desserts. You know what I mean? It'd be almost worth it just to watch her fucking have to eat crow. That if I would, and I would want them to drag her name through the whole process that she caused it. Yeah, so and then maybe people would quit electing that fucking bitch. And I don't care if she's liberal or that she's this or she's that. She's just stupid. That's what I can't handle. Stupid. There's other politicians I hate that for reasons other than being stupid, like being shills or being disingenuous or being. She's just stupid. I think she's too stupid to be disingenuous. She's just stupid. Uh, Arizona passes a 2A sanctuary law whilst keeping their concealed carry permit requirements. It's pandering at the finest. Absolutely, it is. Uh, oh, sorry, I'm doing something here. Writing something. I've been doing some figuring to figure out some numbers for my chart. I still do all my stuff on paper. I'm just the way I am. If you looked at that, you'd have no clue what that is, but that's the basis for a video, believe it or not. In that tigabitties. I don't know, a lot of you probably don't know what tigabitties are, but tigabitties are, a measurement of damage done by a round. I made that up myself, and that's going to be part of my video, part of my scale. How many tigabitties does it take to stop an attacker on average, And then you can use the caliber conversion chart to figure out how many tigabitties your round can generate. So I'm going to make a video explaining how to use the caliber conversion chart and then other factors you have to take into effect beyond that, because it seems like a lot of people don't understand how to use the chart. They don't understand basic math. I've had people say things to me like, oh, that's great, but what if I'm comparing a 40 to a 357 SIG? I'm like, well, you realize how you use a common denominator, right? But they don't. So I got to make a video explaining how to use the chart. No, that's you spelled it wrong. And no, that's not what it is. Tigobitties are a very simple and non-suggestive unit of measurement that I've created. Where are we? Let me get this super chat off the window here. It's covering up my magnificence. Let's see here. Where am I? Geez, Yankee, I'm glad I never met your nephew. Why are you glad you never met my nephew? Are you a 16-year-old girl? Wouldn't a fanny pack be better for summer carry? Fanny packs are fine for summer carry. If you want to carry a fanny pack and you're carrying a smaller gun. I've never found them to be that great for larger guns. But you could always do a fanny pack, but I just carry one in my waist most of the time. Only time I use a fanny pack is if I have pants that can't support a holster. That's when I really use a fanny. Like when you're hiking, if you're wearing like gym shorts or something, then fanny packs. But for general everyday carry, now I just cover it. I love my family more than teenage girls. On top of that, I refuse to open 10 more social media accounts, so that puts me on the outs with today's teenagers. Well, I don't see how people find teenagers attractive. I mean, I know it's normal to be physically attractive to the most physically viable specimens. So post-pubescent young adults are the most attractive by just genetically, the way we're programmed. But there's other things that come along with it. We're not just root animals who go into heat and bang in the alley. There's more to it. And they have nothing else to bring to the table other than just being virile or fertile, because beyond that they are insufferable. And I don't know how anyone could put up with a 16-year-old person, male, female, or even a 22-year-old person for more than 2 minutes. So no fucking way. Couldn't possibly be attracted in any way beyond the most base physical level to anyone that isn't at least 35, 40 years old. Who makes a good leather inside waistband for Smith & Wesson L frames? I think is it 1791 makes one, or is it? But just go on Amazon. Amazon will help you. Do you me mind if I ask you how did you pay for it? You me do mind. What? Do you me mind if I ask how you pay for it? How I pay for what? I don't mind being asked how I pay for something, but I'd kind of like to know what it is. Tell them to avoid printing. Pick shirts that have a design pattern on them or print on them. Darker collars and bowling type square cut shirts work best. Just flowy, light shirts. I don't really worry about patterns and stuff if there's pokey stuff or printing, because who gives a fuck, to be honest. Patterns help, and that's why I said Hawaiian shirts, because it's got a lot of pattern to it, a lot of bright colors. A surreal moment in the Foreman video. Cops practically begged him to sit in the car with the AC running to calm down. He almost did, then panicked. Might be alive now if he got in. Well, yeah, he might be. Probably would be, because then he wouldn't have had someone kneeling on his neck for several minutes. Passing a law that has no legal merit should be a crime, but then again, that would be holding the government accountable, which is something they don't want to do. I think they should hold people accountable if they pass unconstitutional laws. But if a law gets overturned as being unconstitutional, well, then I think that's a strike against you, and you get 3 strikes, you can't serve in public office anymore. If you propose one and it gets declared unconstitutional, if it's a bill you wrote, 3 strikes. So I'm sorry, you're gone. Or 2, maybe. 3. 3. If you wrote an unconstitutional bill, you're not suitable for government service as far as I'm concerned. If you are a co-signer, 2 strikes if it gets declared unconstitutional. If you voted for it, 1 strike if it gets declared unconstitutional. 3 strikes, you're out of public service. Let's retake that photo with your new 9mm Gatling. I would love to have one of those, but I don't think I'm ever going to have one of those. Oops, I just lost my place. We should always be preparing in good times and bad times. Yes, we should. But this whole, now's the time, something's happening, blah, blah, blah bullshit's just fear-mongering. And you don't need to do that for people. You just tell them, hey, it's always a good idea to be prepared. Look at what happened during the pandemic and people couldn't get toilet paper or basic necessities. Now would be a good time to go out and stock up on toilet paper and basic necessities. The point in mentioning Adam Toledo's intellectual disability is that it makes his parents look even more negligent for letting him run around late at night with gang members. I don't think they could look more negligent, period. Whether he was in special ed or not. Being in special ed doesn't mean you're retarded. Being in special ed sometimes just means you're a really bad student or a really undisciplined student. So... Have you seen that Marlin lever actions have doubled to tripled in price on Gunbroker? I have not seen that. I plan on keeping mine, so I can't. Plus, my Marlin is really, like I said, I showed y'all during the other chat, really bubbaed up. So, I like full power 357 and mild load 44. What should I get if I could only get one? Oh, are you saying if you could only have one? Well, .357, you're going to be able to get more rounds. You can get up to like 8 rounds. 44 Magnum, you're going to get 6 rounds. If you ever think you need, because here's the thing, there are, like when I do the Tigabitty video, there are circumstances where, like, let's say a 9mm has 1 Tigabitty, and it takes 3 Tigabitties on average to disable a black bear. Well, that's going to have to be 3 rounds from a 9mm, but if you can't fire off 3 rounds, then you might as well have nothing. Whereas if you have a .357 Magnum, well, they're 2.5 Tigabitties each, so that's 5 Tigabitties for 2 rounds. You've more than sufficiently taken care of the bear with just 2 rounds. But a 44 is 4 Tigabitties. So 1 round is all you would need to take him down. So you got to figure things like that in. So if you live in an area where you might be like experiencing moose or bear, well, then the 44 Magnum might be the better option, because it's better to have 6 effective rounds than 8 less effective rounds. But if you're not going to be facing bear, I'd probably say go with the 8 rounds of .357 Magnum. Ouch. Lobo Gun Leather mistakenly sent me 2 holsters for my Smith & Wesson 327. How the fuck did they do that? I only need one. Any way to help me pass the other on to a deserving viewer? Sure. Whenever I do one of the viewer donation giveaway things, we can pass it on to someone, or you can just find someone who needs a holster for it. I doubt anyone that has a Smith & Wesson 327 is in desperate need of a holster, though, because that's like a $1,200 gun. So, but it is nice to pass things along, and maybe you can get a few dollars donated to like a pet charity or something for it. Bidet or paper and wipes? What? Bidet or paper and wipes? Well, we have a septic system, so we don't use wet wipes or anything because we have a septic tank. But paper, I use the Charmin Ultra Strong. Then we only need like 4 sheets, period, total. Bidets, I just don't have a bidet. So, I mean, I've seen them before. I've never been that into having water shot up my ass, to be honest. And I'm just like, how clean can they possibly get you? I don't know. I think I'd still have to wipe afterwards. So, plus I don't want to walk around with a wet ass. So, I'm just going to stick to good old-fashioned, really good toilet paper. Supreme Court passes on 2 Second Amendment cases today. Hopefully they pick some 2A cases soon. Yeah, they don't seem to be very anxious to do anything for the Second Amendment right now. But to be fair, the Second Amendment's not facing any giant challenges right now. It's kind of status quo as far as things go right now. So I'm afraid they might just keep passing the buck until they have to act. But as of right now, to me, they have to act, or they're proving to me that they aren't truly at all interested in gaining back some of the freedoms we've lost. They're just interested in maintaining the status quo and towing the government line. Do you like hip hop rap at all? Well, I like a little of most things, but it's not like something I go out of my way to listen to. I mean, I doubt there's a genre that can be named where I don't like something. Like at least 1 or 2 artists and at least a couple of songs. But, even some country songs. There's some I like. Like old Reba and stuff. That's sort of pop country. But there's nothing that I just can't stand any of, I don't think. But there's not much of it. It's not my favorite. But Yankee, they got rid of qualifications and standards in exchange for diversity is strength and being fair, which is why Sandra Jackson Lee and people like her are in office. Oh yeah, they're awful. Which would you recommend for a 5.56 pistol, nitride or chrome lined barrel? I don't really, to be honest, don't really see a whole lot of differences. I mean, people always love to talk up the differences, but the evidence they usually give is, in my opinion, circumstantial and at best, and anecdotal at best. So I just don't really see a big thing for it. I pump septic tanks for a living. Make sure to get your pumps regularly every 3 to 4 years, especially important with thick toilet paper. Yeah, we need to have ours done here soon. I just need to call someone and have them do it. It's hard to get people to come up here and do shit though, especially that shit. It's not that super expensive to have a septic tank pumped. It's a lot cheaper than having one replaced. That's for sure. I'm going to put that on my to-do list because I keep thinking about it. And I don't ever get around to getting it done. My nose is itching. That was Peter D, by the way, that work is a septic tank guy. Doing God's work. I've had a septic tank a lot in my life. I'm not going to say they're better than being on the sewer system because they're not. It's better to be on the sewer system. But to be able to be out and away from where there's actual sewer, because there's no sewer within miles of here, it makes it's so worth having a septic tank to be this far out. Bum, bum, bum. Where am I? I've lost my place. Oops, it just jumped to the bottom again. Hold on. Activists in Chicago are making a big deal over police turning off their body cams 8 minutes after Adam Toledo was shot. How long should they have kept them on? I think body cams should run the entire time you're on duty. Because here's the thing, you turn them off, it looks like you're getting stories straight or something. So yeah, I don't like when they especially if they're involved in something. Like if you get involved in something like a shooting or a wreck or anything like that, from the time that it happens till the time you're off shift, you leave your camera on. Because quite often they'll be like, "I'll turn your cameras on," and then like, "Okay, here's our story," and that's what you don't want happening. So, and I've known that to happen many times from personal experience, not with body cams, but with getting their story straight. So, don't want that to happen. The Utah rounds get constitutional carry on May 5th. The Utards, I guess is what that says. Hooray. Just like all the hot 20-something-year-old nurses at work don't want a 50-year-old fat guy flopping around on top of them. Probably not. I try not to flop around on anybody, but flopping takes a lot of energy. I'd rather just be on my back looking up. Bidet are heated genius. I don't know. Bidet are heated. Well, I don't care. Still don't want water squirted up my ass, hot or cold. And I still would have to wipe my ass afterwards because I don't want to walk around with a wet, soggy ass. Unless they have blow dry your asshole or something. I don't know if I've ever seen one that blow dries your asshole. Why do conservatives say the Second Amendment is God-given? That's because they like to say shit that doesn't make sense. I don't know. If it's God-given, then why do you keep referring to the Constitution then? If it's God-given, then you don't even have to refer to the Constitution because it would truly be if you have an all-powerful being guaranteeing that right. Well, then why would you need a piece of paper? It's kind of a self-defeating argument. I was trying to ask how much you paid for the 50 BMG. Damn autocorrect, but you already answered that question. Thank you. Oh, okay. If you prefer a lighter trigger in your firearm, should you avoid revolvers chambered in .357 Magnum? Why? Especially if you got one you can cock the hammer. So And it's not like 357 uses particularly hard primers. So I wouldn't see a problem. We got a super chat coming in over here from Robert Kennedy, who said, recently purchased a pistol in flat dark earth, or baby poop brown, as a lot of times it looks like. Or is it OD? Both of them all look like both baby poop to me. Recently purchased a pistol in flat dark earth because of availability. Is there a ballpark cost for refinishing? I don't know. If you're going to just do it with like Wheeler's ceramic coat or something, it's like, I think the ceramic coat's $30 for a can of it, and spray on, so you don't need any other special equipment. And it does a good job. I've had very positive experiences with it. And if your gun isn't damaged, if there's not repairing anything, if you've got a good coat on it and you just want to change the collar, just give it a good alcohol cleaning, and then just spray it right over the OD green or whatever it is and bake it, and it's fine. I'm walking in my neighborhood at night right now, and at night, where you at? You must be. Wait, it's only the latest it is anywhere in the U.S. right now is 8:45. That should still be daylight out. He acts like he's a tough guy roaming the streets in the middle of the night. I just tripped and startled a woman. I said, "Don't worry, I'm the neighborhood watch." She ran inside her house. Well, yeah, because that's what a crazy person would say. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. That's one of the scariest things you can hear from a guy if you're a lady. Isn't it Brad Posehn who does a routine about how he walked into a workout room in a gym once, and the lady had the light out. She was on her treadmill running, and the light was out. I guess she saved electricity or something. And he flips the light switch on because he didn't think there was anyone in there. And she's there running on the treadmill. And he's a scary looking dude, and he's about 6'7", and he just looks insane. So he's like, he looked at her, she looked at him, and he was like, she clearly was freaking out a little bit because he kind of startled her, and he's freaky looking. And he's like, and out of instinct, the first thing I said is, "Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you," or "I don't want to hurt you," or something like that. And he's like, and I realized at that moment, that's the worst possible thing you could say because she flipped the fuck out. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Texas is voting on constitutional carry. I think they should have to go through 10 hours of safety training and proficiency training like I did for my CCW. I don't believe in training or any requirements for carry. Oh, hold on. Let's see here. Can we see your Python pistol, please? The gun, or do you not have one? I have a Python. Got a Python right here. There's a Python, and a lot of people are always like, "Why'd you do that to the grips?" The grips came that way. It was a custom job. I checked with Colt, and they're like, "Yeah, sometimes we used to do that. We used to, if people wanted the grips smooth and rounded off, we would do that." So, but there's the Python right there. I think I paid $600 for this, if I remember back in the day. Trigger on it's amazing. I wouldn't carry it as a daily carry because it's a little fragile, but amazing gun. I still want one of the 6-inch new ones. I have to rearrange something. If I get any more revolvers, I'm going to have to rearrange some stuff. I got a super chat coming in once again from Peter D. I once got called to a drug house the police raided. Suspect had flushed their heroin down the toilet. It was sitting right there in the tank for the cops. Yep. If you got a septic tank, flushing your drugs down the toilet's not a good idea. It's going to be kind of easy to find. It's like I'm sticking them in this hole in my yard. And there's a lid on it. So don't look in that lid. Our opening to our septic tank is right under where we park the motorcycles and stuff. There's a we have a carport, and there's like an area that's like a wooden platform, and if you lift up that wooden platform, under there's the lid to the septic tank. And our leach bed is out down nicest part of our yard. The leach bed's always beautifully green and Yank, I have an extra pocket holster for your Remington RM380 if you want to carry in your front pocket. I use the same in my left for my R9. Has a slot for a spare mag. That's kind of cool, little pocket mag. I wish you were. I wish you were interested in getting elected for your local sheriff's office. No, could not be less interested in anything than I am in public office or back in law enforcement. When I went through recently here. I thought about going back, but then I was like, I'm just going to go through the process. I'm going to act totally ignorant. Not you know someone who doesn't stay involved or know anything. I was be like some guy like I used to do it, and now I just thought it. Oh my God, the process was so horrible. It was just not the process itself, but the people, the way they were interviewing you, and the things they wanted you to be like to be a police officer. It was just horrible. Hell, I couldn't get elected anyway. I got too many skeletons in my closet. Too many things people would be like, "Did you know this about him?" And they'd be like, "Oh my God, no, we're not electing that guy. He's nuts." He'd probably just have to find some service video somewhere from a store with me going off on a employee somewhere. Oh, we just sold a poster. Who bought a poster? Someone bought a poster, but I can't get it to pull up. Oh, they bought two. Oh, we might be out of posters now because they bought two. I think there was only 6 left today. So we might be out of posters now. If it says, it'll say sold out on the website once it goes to it. At least I hope it better fucking say sold out on the website when it goes to it. Why do you like obsolete revolvers? I don't like obsolete revolvers. I love revolvers. There's very few revolvers that are obsolete unless they're like in an old caliber that you can't use anymore or they're just not powerful enough. But hell, they're the most powerful handguns you can use, and they blow the fuck away from semi-automatics. Semi-automatics are just so compromised. Charmin TV is not good used with a septic tank. Yeah, it's not the best, but I ain't giving up my Charmin. And if you just use like 4 sheets at a time, you're going to be fine for years. And plus, it says right on it, safe for septic tanks. So, I mean, it's safe. It's just not the best. Place in China thought they had ghosts. Turned out catfish in the septic tank. Gross. Could 6 rounds of 44 Magnum stop a great white shark? Probably not underwater, because bullets aren't that effective underwater. They're not from any distance, well, anyway. Hell, even just shooting, like, I think over the test they showed that if like something is under like 8 inches of water, most handgun calibers are going to be ineffective by the time that just the 8 inches of water alone can reduce them to ineffectiveness. I forget what the exact depth was for different calibers, but I mean, just something swimming shallowly under the water, a couple of feet at the most, is just like invulnerable from gunfire, especially hollow points. 20 minutes until NEA's chat, but I think that was old because I think it's only 10 minutes now. I think it's only 10 minutes now. Rancho Shava donated to the Pets and Vets Fund. Dr. Phil says, no super hate tonight. What get? No super hate tonight. What gives? No super hate tonight. What gives? I don't know what he's talking about. Rancho Chava says, any gun greases, oils, or bore cleaners you may recommend for cleaning firearms? Is there any specific ones for pistols or rifles? I'm a Glock guy. Yes, I always recommend that when you go to your gun shop or Walmart or wherever it is you go to buy your stuff, whatever's on sale, buy that. Because it's all pretty much the same fucking basic chemicals, and all the other stuff that's different is either for just different application process or different smells. If it's a copper remover, it's a copper remover. If it's a lead remover, it's a lead remover. If it's an oil, it's an oil. If it's a grease, it's a grease. Everything else is just cake dressing. That's my opinion. It's an experienced opinion, but it's an opinion. Bidet equals Hickok water fountain. Ugh. I just had my septic tank pumped. It was like $250. Yeah, that's not bad. Dr. Phil says, super chat. I think I answered your super chat. Unless I missed one. Let me make sure I didn't miss one. $2 ones tend to slip back because they don't pop up on the list. Try to keep my eye open for them. I think you're talking about the one I got, though. Oh, it's way up there. Yeah, I think that was it. You would also have an incentive to serve your constituents. Have you ever thought about doing the caliber conversion chart as a shirt? Maybe Forge from Freedom could get on that. I haven't really thought about doing it as a shirt. I mean, I can do shirts through the same through the same company I'm doing the posters, but I just really haven't thought about doing it. Par is banned. What? Where am I at the bottom? But if you're the sheriff, you would be in charge and you would get to hold your deputies accountable if they chose to be bad cops. I don't care. That's not something I want to do. I'm at the part of my life where I'm going to start doing less, not more. Thank you. We are not worthy. Nice Python. I've heard that before. The Viet Cong made functioning firearms out of junkyard scrap. Think of what some mechanically inclined people can make today. Why is the juice changing up and down in there? Pledge. I don't know what they're doing over there. Anyone have any idea what happened to Christy Messenger from Taxissy? Just stopped all social media in May 2019. Website eventually disappeared. Still alive? I've never heard of Taxissy. Or Christy Messenger. Yankee got his Daisy Dukes on. I got cutoffs on. And I even got shoes on because I went down into the woods today. What am I? How much time do we have left? We've only got 5 minutes left until never enough ammo. ER last night. Young male with a broken nose, chipped tooth, slipped disc in his neck, and half moon shaped bruise under his nose. Insisted it wasn't a glory hole injury. Broken nose, chipped tooth, slipped disc in his neck, and a half moon shaped bruise under his nose. Yeah. You know a lot about glory hole injuries. And you watch ER? Come on, dude. What are you? Somebody's grandmother. The sun is setting on the very western edge of Eastern Standard Time right now. Yeah, it should have been about 8:30. It was dark out here in New York. That's because you've got buildings blocking all the sun. And you got Cuomo and a bunch of other people's giant heads blocking out the sun. In Georgia here, it's almost fully dark. Here it's, still bright daylight outside right here right now. And it will be till about 8:40. It'll be daylight till about 8:40. Not bright, but you'll be able to see outside and everything with no moon. I love Brian Posehn, although he hates Louis C.K. Well, I'm pretty sure he's got his reasons. I can imagine a lot of them dislike each other. I saw a body cam where a cop left it on and showed him going to the toilet after he arrested someone and he didn't wash his hands. I don't care. I mean, unless you're like wiping your ass or something. But I know where my penis has been. I don't know who's touched those handles on those faucets. What you are? Work in a hospital. Well, so? Yeah. I've worked lots of places. I even watch TV shows about them afterwards. Sponsorships probably ran out. I can't stand all the sponsored gun bunnies that just learn to shoot and want to use their discount code or take them seriously. Yeah, there was a lot of that for a while there, especially around 2012, 2013. A lot of fucking like Corey and Erica and stuff. And she called me a sexist, or they called me a sexist, because I said that, why is it worth watching to watch someone poorly shoot a firearm in shorts cut up above their ass and a halter top, just because their titties and their asses are jiggling? Because porn is free, and that's not even porn. It's just suggestive. And we can see all the porn we want. So why should people watch that shit? And they were like, "Oh, you're sexist for judging her by the way she dresses." No, I'm like, if you want to show me that that's just the way she dresses, like if you can show me video of her going to the grocery store in high heel cowboy boots and jeans cut up to her ass crack and a halter top, then fine. I'll just be like, that's just the way she dresses, I guess. But since it's only in videos trying to get people to watch it, that's obviously exploitation. Self-exploitation, or you exploiting your girlfriend. And often it was these guys who had the gun channels exploiting their girlfriends. I said, so until you can show me that, I'm stick by what I said. Did you have a windstorm yesterday? No, I don't think so. It was a little breezy, but we didn't have a windstorm. Have you ever removed the finish from an old Beretta and left it stainless looking to make an 85 BB and 85 FS? No, I haven't, because I always worry about because rust can form very quickly on those types of guns with the finish removed. So now, if you were going to want to leave it natural metal, the best thing you could do is high polish it, because a high polish on metal makes it just about as impervious to rust and pitting and stuff as a finish does, because it takes away the little crevices and stuff that the stuff can hide in. That's why sometimes it's okay to leave a metal unfinished if it's high polished. I got a super chat coming in from... Where did it go? I just saw it, but I'm so far up the... Wait, where'd it go? There it is, right there. It's from Gallo Negro. I got a Taurus Tracker 44 mag. I need a sexy 44 mag. Do you have any recommendations? I need TRR 8 level sexy. In 44 mag? Well, I think the 329 is sexy, but that's just my own personal taste. I think the 629 is a sexy looking gun. But if you want like a cool looking gun, like just looks like classy, any of the Performance Center 44 mags. Those are really nice looking. Like, let me see one. Let me find one. This is the 44 mag. Which one is that? That's the. Here we go. Look, I think this is the 41 Magnum, but you see what I'm talking about. I think these are beautiful. The 44 looks the same, except it's right there. Did you watch Nobody? Yes, I did. I did watch Nobody. I liked it. It was good. I enjoyed it. I didn't even mind some of the weird gun stuff in it, because it was pretty good. It's not sexist. James Reeves from TFB TV dresses like that, and we all know what he's doing. He is very proud of his physique. I would say he does classify as a gun bunny. If there ever was a gun bunny, I would say he is one. Regarding the sidewalk bully, there's a legal principle called the eggshell skull rules that says an aggressor's ignorance of his victim's disability is not a legal defense. Well, yes, that's true. Like if someone has a skeletal deformity where they are susceptible to head injuries and you punch them in the head, you'd be like, well, I didn't know that. Well, that's not an excuse. And didn't he get arrested now? It's time for Never Enough Ammo's chat. I've gone over. I do believe he's probably started already. There is links here. Earthy put one in there, or Earthy put one in there. I do believe someone else did too. But if you are interested in some more gun-related talk, or just hanging out in the live chat and talking with each other about guns, while they can talk whatever they want to talk about, head on over there. The chat window will be open. You can go over and have some conversations with each other. Enjoy it. Enjoy the show, even if you want. If not, just turn off the volume and ignore them. But thanks, everybody, for coming today. Head on over there, and I will see you all again tomorrow about 6 p.m. Pacific time. And by then it will be dark on the West Coast, or East Coast. So if someone tells me, if someone wants to tell me they're running around in the dark, they can tell me that then. But I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.